Welcome back to the deep dive. We're taking your source material, your research notes, your articles, and we're distilling the absolute most crucial and actionable insights.
Right, giving you that high-yield knowledge, but without all the information overload.
Exactly. And today, we're focusing on an activity that is so universally available.
Hmm,
So simple, really, that we often just overlook it.
we do.
We are talking about daily walking.
It's so easy to just dismiss walking as, basic. But your sources on the Simple Habit of Daily Walking show there's a surprising amount of sophistication here.
In its execution and in the payoffs.
Exactly. So our mission today is to get past the generic advice, the walking is healthy stuff we all know. We want to give you the precise playbook, the specific expert recommendations, the true minimum effort required, and how to actually thread this into a busy schedule for the biggest return.
That's the perfect framing. Because the question isn't if walking is good for you. The question is, how do we get the highest possible health yield for the lowest amount of friction? Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with the incredible lack of barriers. When you look across all the wellness activities out there, the sources really highlight that walking is, well, it's maybe the most fundamental activity available. Period.
Precisely. I mean, modern fitness can feel so overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
It demands money, special training, huge chunks of time. But your sources make it so clear that walking just demolishes those hurdles.
It really gets rid of the main excuse most people have, which is cost.
It does. There's no prerequisite, no monthly fees. The synthesis really hammers home what is not required.
You don't need the fancy watches, the studio memberships, none of that.
Right.
So if we look at the core requirement, the one single piece of gear mentioned,
Yeah.
what do the sources insist on?
It's purely functional, comfortable shoes.
That's it?
That's the entire equipment list. It's a beautifully low bar to entry.
The sources confirm you don't need a gym.
You don't. The whole world is your workout space, which is crucial for accessibility. If the friction is too high, if you have to drive somewhere, pay a fee, learn a routine, you're just going to drop the habit.
And that universality is exactly why we need to dig into this. Its simplicity is its superpower. You mentioned the gym thing.
Yeah.
The research confirms walking does not always require some special, expensive location.
Yeah.
This basically makes the habit failure-proof in terms of access.
Absolutely. And think about the psychological impact of that.
Okay.
Starting a walk doesn't involve prep time. It's an immediate action. If you're stressed, that instant zero friction availability makes it so much more likely you'll actually do it instead of, putting it off.
That's a powerful insight. Walking is frictionless fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've established the how is easy. Let's shift to the how much. If we're aiming for that optimal payout, what's the expert recommended minimum we should be hitting every day?
The consensus cited in your sources is very specific. Walking for at least 30 minutes each day, that is the baseline minimum. The investment required to really trigger the physiological changes we're about to get into.
That's a good point. 30 minutes is the duration, but
Right.
I mean, walking can be anything from a slow amble to a power march. Does the research define the intensity?
It does, and that's where the nuance is. The sources define the target as moderate intensity.
And what does moderate actually mean for most people?
For the average person, it means a pace where you can comfortably speak in full sentences, but you probably shouldn't be able to sing.
Okay, so a brisk walk.
A brisk walk, yeah, roughly 3 to 4 miles per hour. It's not about exhausting yourself. It's just about elevating your heart rate enough to move blood efficiently.
So if I hit that 30 minutes at a moderate pace, the clock starts ticking on the benefits.
Yeah.
But what if I only have 15 minutes? Is some movement still better than none?
That's a critical question. And yes, some is always better than none. The benefits are dose responsive. You start gaining cardiovascular benefits almost immediately.
Even at 10 or 15 minutes?
Right. But the sources emphasize that 30-minute block specifically because it's what's needed to go from just general activity into a sustained aerobic state. And that's necessary for the really profound changes in heart health and the deep mental benefits.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Because those 30 minutes aren't just for, say, weight management. They're directly addressing two of the biggest health issues we face: cardiovascular disease and chronic stress. Let's do the physical side first. Beyond just it's good for the heart, what's the actual mechanism?
So the deepest insight here isn't just that the heart works harder. It's about improving the infrastructure itself.
The infrastructure.
For vascular system, consistent moderate walking improves vascular elasticity.
Meaning your blood vessels get more flexible?
Exactly. Your arteries, your veins, They become more pliable. And when they're more pliable, they can handle changes in blood pressure more effectively, which reduces long-term strain on your heart. It's like preventative maintenance for your entire circulatory system.
That completely reframes it. It's not a temporary effort. It's a systematic upgrade to your body's plumbing.
Right.
Now, let's pivot to the mental side. This is often what people notice first. The stress reduction, the energy increase. How does walking mechanically attack stress?
This is a fascinating area. We know that feeling of being stressed is linked to high levels of the hormone cortisol.
Right.
The research points to a specific threshold. Sustained rhythmic movement, like walking, helps normalize the nervous system. The sources suggest that around the 20-minute mark of moderate walking,
20 minutes.
there's a demonstrable drop in your circulating cortisol levels.
Wait, so the 20-minute mark is where the brain actively starts to shift gears.
Exactly. It's a shift from that high alert fight or flight mode into a more problem-solving parasympathetic state. You're physically moving, but you're also forcing a biological reset.
That's a fantastic, actionable insight. You need 20 minutes to hit that cortisol reduction point. Now, what about the other mental benefit? Increased energy.
Yeah.
That feels counterintuitive.
It does. The idea that exercise depletes energy is a common trap. But the reality is the opposite.
So how does it work?
Walking boosts energy by improving blood flow, especially to the brain. You deliver more oxygen and nutrients to your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for focus. And that burst of fresh, oxygenated blood translates directly into less mental fatigue.
Which we feel as an energy boost.
Precisely.
So let's recap. 30 minutes of moderate activity, just comfortable shoes, and you get physical elasticity for the heart, hormone regulation for stress, and oxygen delivery for mental energy. That is an incredibly high-yield habit.
It's both preventative and restorative medicine, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get practical. The challenge isn't wanting to walk. It's finding 30 consecutive minutes. The sources look at different timing strategies, right?
Yes, and this is where timing becomes strategic depending on the outcome you want. The research found two main strategies. First is the morning strategy. Walking before work. People who do this say the fresh air and light helps them feel awake and ready for the day. It sets your circadian clock and delivers that oxygen boost we just talked about.
I hear that a lot. People use it to mentally plan their day. But if you're not a morning person, the sources suggest an alternative for relaxing, correct?
That's the evening strategy. People who walk at the end of the day use it as a decompression tool. It's like a moving buffer zone between work life and home life.
Ah, so you're not bringing the anxiety from the office right through the front door.
Exactly. The walk creates a clean psychological break.
So we have the wake-up walk and the wind-down walk. But the sources also highlighted the power of short, targeted walks, like during the workday, the lunch break strategy.
The sources specifically cited this, even just 10 to 15 minutes. The payoff here is all about cognitive optimization.
It's not about the exercise then.
Not primarily. It's about breaking up long periods of sitting, which leads to mental stagnation. Taking that brief walk helps you return to work feeling more focused and productive. It prevents that afternoon slump.
That makes sense. Did the sources mention anything about the social or environmental side of things?
They absolutely did, which adds another layer. Walking is listed as a great way to enjoy nature or spend time with friends. So if you struggle with motivation, turning it into a social ritual.
Or just being mindful in a park?
It transforms it from a chore into something enriching. It connects movement to community, which really enhances the mental benefits.
That brings us full circle. So what does this all mean? If we synthesize everything, the argument is that walking isn't just a good idea. It's maybe the single most efficient, low-friction activity for total physical and mental renewal.
We can summarize the actionable takeaways for you. The dose is 30 minutes daily at a moderate intensity.
You can talk, but not sing.
Right. The cost is comfortable shoes. The payoff is systemic.
Wow.
Better heart health, real cortisol reduction for stress after 20 minutes, and more blood flow for immediate focus and energy.
It just eliminates all the typical roadblocks. Too expensive, too complicated, too intense. 30 minutes is a deliberate sliver of time accessible to almost everyone.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the source material really forces us to see walking not as just passive movement, but as an active, versatile toolkit.
The toolkit, I like that.
Yeah. Whether you need to wake up, wind down, or cut through that afternoon mental fog, walking is a reliable mechanism to do it, and that raises an important question.
Go on.
Given the research confirms that all these benefits, improved heart health, reduced stress, a boost to focus, can be accessed daily with pretty much no equipment, no expense, and nothing more than 30 minutes in comfortable shoes. What currently non-beneficial or energy-draining routine in your daily life, maybe scrolling social media or that extra coffee for focus, are you ready to replace with a simple, powerful, high-yield habit?
A truly challenging and proactive thought to leave you with. Thank you for sharing your sources with us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.